good evening, afternoon, or morning, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to my show. You are viewing this interview on LSTV Live. I love to talk, so this is my station for education. I'm your host, Latasha Scurry. Entrepreneurship, the activity of setting up a business or businesses, taking on financial risk in the hope of profit. This is part two of my series of From Education to Entrepreneurship. My guest is a son, husband, father, homeowner, realtor, businessman, and former educator. His endeavors keep him busy. However, vacation comes much easier when you are living the dream. He will share his plan for pitfalls that have turned into success. And he serves as a great example of entrepreneurship. Meet my friend and mentor, David Ramos. Hey, sir, how are you tonight?
Hey, thank you so much for having me on. I am super blessed and excited to be here.
And you are such a positive person, and I have had the honor of working with you, but I'm not going to tell everybody our little secrets. So what I am going to do, shout it loud, and I will wear it proud, okay? So listen, talk about yourself. Tell us, who is David Ramos?
Well, to start, I was born in Brooklyn, New York, and my mom.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I was born in Brooklyn. The first 14 years of my life, elementary, intermediate, and high school, I went to New York. I lived in New York, and then when I was 14, my aunt adopted me, moved me to Florida because my mom passed away when I was 10. So she took ownership over me and raised me like her own. So I was super fortunate because a lot of people don't have that same opportunity to have a family member that'll take them in. So it taught me how to be a part of kind of a different family, how to assimilate. And moving to Florida was a complete culture shock, going from Brooklyn, New York, where it's very diverse, to a really red county in Hernando County. It's about an hour north of Tampa. So it was a culture shock. But fortunately, I was blessed to be able to attend the University of South Florida, where I met my wife, graduated biomedical sciences. And my wife, that's my favorite topic. We can go on for a long time about it, but
she is so beautiful. Wally is absolutely gorgeous, guys. He is so blessed to have her.
Thank you. I appreciate her every day. Trust me. And that's one of the things that entrepreneurship has allowed me to be a better husband, a better father, just because I'm in more control of my time. So it lends to you doing more things for your family, being more accessible, and just being just a better, if you choose to be, just a better support for everybody that's in your immediate nuclear family.
All right. Oh, I love that. I love it. Y'all, he is being so modest. This man is incredible. When I met him, we were in education. I'm gonna let him talk about that. But right now, this is the modest David Ramos that I'm listening to right now. But he is about to turn it up because he has some things going on that, guys, I am ready to jump in the fire with him. So I'm gonna let him talk about his endeavors and first, let's start with the transition. We're going to talk about the place where you started, where you went to school, got your degree, education. Mm-hmm. What happened? How did it unfold? Why did you transition out of it?
Okay, so I actually graduated with a degree in biomedical sciences, which is for a health track. So I attended National University of Health Sciences as a chiropractic student, but I had already been married. I got married when I was 21. And then I already had 2 kids by the time I started chiropractic school. So you're not allowed to work when you go to these schools. They actually make you sign that you're not going to be employed with anything other than the school. So when that happens, you're given a large sum, I think it was $6,500 that I was given after they paid the school for the tuition. And you're supposed to subsist only on that money unless you have money on your own. So long story short, I had to drop out of chiropractic school and basically attend, uh, go back to school, and this time not as a student, but as a teacher. And once I went, I joined Hillsborough County School District, became a teacher. I did that for about 6, 7 years in the middle school, and then I transitioned to being an assistant principal, where you and I met, and we went through so many battles in the school. And then that was it. That was actually when we began. That was pretty much the beginning of the end for me.
Okay. And so you realized this was the end. What was the plan? Did you have a plan, or did you just say, God, lead me to wherever I need to go? How did you get to your first business adventure, which was Turo? I remember you talking about Turo.
Yeah. So the role of an assistant principal requires that you get there early and you stay late. You're not compensated for all of the extra time where you're serving teachers' needs, students' needs, parents' needs. So the writing was on the wall, having to stay after school so many times and not being paid, but being expected to be there, putting out fires and making sure that kids get home safe. Um, and it just starts to wear on you when you're working and not making any money. And I know that salary positions can be that, but it just seemed like I was giving so much of myself starting at Chamberlain, and I wasn't giving enough to my family. And actually, I was giving the worst part of my family, because when I would leave with all those burdens in my book bag and with all that stress from the position, I'd come home and I just wasn't as active. I wanted to sleep a lot more. And I honestly didn't have the best part of me to give to my family at the end of the day. And that started to drive my work started to drive my behavior. And then that's the kind of the laid the seed that I needed to do something different. So it wasn't until I went to my next site, which was also a Title I site. It was a tough site. That I started to realize I have to do something else. I have to start making a plan, because I felt that there were a lot of factors that were working against me, in addition to the role of the principal, assistant principal. And I got a license as first an adjuster, public adjuster. And I thought it was a cool thing, just because you would be able to go to disaster sites and make a ton of money as an adjuster, both as a catastrophe adjuster or a public adjuster. You can pretty much get the certification for $300, and you can start writing claims for a significant amount of money if you take it seriously.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's a course, a $300 course that you can take that doesn't take very long. The site is retrainadjusters.com. So if you're in a position now where you're looking for new employment and you're looking for something quick that you can do and make a significant amount of money, and not a long time, but you will have to sacrifice by going to catastrophe sites.
So say that again. Say the website again, and then tell them what the title of it is again, of the job.
It's called We Train Adjusters, and it's a catastrophe adjuster. You can be a desk adjuster, and that you can work for a myriad of insurance companies, positions like that. Or you can just go into entrepreneurship, become a contract worker with the company, an insurance company. It's called a catastrophe adjuster. You take the course, and then you have to learn a couple of programs like Xactimate, which help in basically the role is you would go to a place, a home that has had some type of catastrophe or some type of damage, and then you assess the damage, get on the roof, you look at whatever claim area is being put on the claim, and then from there you'll be able to write up about how much it costs. You run it through your insurance, and then you give them a check. So it's kind of like a service work, but you get paid based on the amount of money that you give out in the check. So the more money you give out, the more money you make.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing, because you're helping people and at the same time making a lot of money as your own boss.
Okay, guys, if you didn't hear this, when I finish, I'm going to put in the comments exactly what he said. WeTrainAdjusters.com. And he said that you can make a ton of money going to disaster sites. That could be your side hustle, or if you need just a career change, that could be a job for you right now. Oh man, I just learned something new. And I told you guys, this guy is interesting. He's done a lot. So let's talk about Turo. Turo. Talk about Turo. What is that and how did you get involved in that?
So Turo is a business where you own a vehicle and then you put it on a platform where other people can rent it from you, and you can make a modest living just having cars instead of be liabilities that are costing you on a month-to-month basis. If you're not using them, or if you use them sparingly, you can put them onto a Turo platform and then start renting them out certain days of the year, certain times of day. And you can make a significant, I wouldn't say a significant, but you can make enough money to have some change in your pocket all the time.
Right. My nephew does this. He has, I think, 3 cars on Turo right now. It's either 2 or 3. I told him about it, and he jumped on it real quick. I was like, oh my goodness. So he's kind of like you. He's not afraid to go and venture. The definition of entrepreneurship is taking a financial risk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a risk taker. I like to play it safe. I like to play it safe when I dress conservative. I like to play it safe with my money. But sometimes that gets you in trouble because you're too safe, and then you become vulnerable. So you're vulnerable anyway, either way. So I'm learning from you to take risks.
Yeah. Calculated risks. It's always got to be calculated, because if you take risks and you're not measuring the risk with proper consideration, you can put yourself into a hole. And if you take 3 paces forward and you take a risk, you can take 5 paces back and then be starting over and behind, so which is honestly something that happened with Turo. I was working in the schools. I had my F-150 truck that I was not using all the time because I ride share with a close friend of mine, Charlie Torres. So yes. I wound up using that car as an asset, and I started making money from it. And I'm like, okay, now I have one alternate form of income outside of my school job. So now I have one leg to stand on. This table has one leg. When I realized that the adjusting wasn't going to work out, because I'm a family man. At the end of the day, I just want to be with the wife and kids. The only things I want to be doing other than that is playing basketball. If it's playing basketball, I'm there with my wife and kids. That's it. We're working. That's very humble stuff. Like, I don't need to be out. I don't need to be doing anything crazy. I got very little friends. My friends are my kids and my wife. That's my best friend. So once I realized I had one income with Turo, and I'm not going to leave my wife and family to go do adjusting stuff. So that's one of the caveats that I don't know if I properly communicated. When you look into catastrophe claims, you're going to spend a lot of time away from home at catastrophe places, whether it be Louisiana, Florida coast, Texas, all these places that have massive catastrophes. That's where you'll be remote for a while. And that was a disqualifier for me once I really realized the toll it was going to take on my involvement with my family.
Okay. And that's very important to know. And, a single person have no problem doing that. Mm-hmm. Someone's right out of college and not sure if the career path that they chose is going to work out. This is something that they can do until they figure it out. I really and truly, WeTrainWithJustice.com. I'll put the other one in there about the catastrophes when we're done. But I think this is valuable information. We haven't even got to the meat and potatoes of what you are here to talk about, which is real estate. And listen, he's already given you some good things. So guys, if you're not viewing this live, when we're done and you view this, please share this with whomever. Subscribe to my website, my YouTube channel, which is Domestic Diva. But right now, I don't even want to talk about that. I'm ready. Real estate.
So real estate is my darling. It's my engine that drives everything I'm doing. Real estate transactions, one real estate transaction can be enough to justify 2 months, sometimes 3 or 4 months of teacher pay. If that makes any sense. I don't think I explained that very clearly, but And what you would make in 2 years as a teacher, often you can make that in one transaction as a real estate agent or a realtor. And for that reason, I'm able to not necessarily have a closing every month at this early stage of my development, but 1 or 2 closings every 2 or 3 months or 4 months is enough to sustain me given the budget that I've created as a teacher. Which honestly, one of the best things that we do as teachers is learn how to budget money, because you got to learn how to make a dollar last. And if you have a family, kids, you definitely have to be good at managing a budget, or else you'll be in big time financial problems. So in real estate, I've been very fortunate to have some people that have mentored me and have shown me what to do, while not, stymieing me or killing my creativity in what I'm doing. And as an entrepreneur, I think that's a very important facet and advantage, because as in many professions, your creativity is often stymied. In many professions, there's always other people who will tell you, advise you what to do and expect that you're going to do what you told them. Whereas as an entrepreneur, you can pick and choose what other people say and then use your judgment to make decisions that are going to directly impact their pocket. So you don't have to be tethered to the processes of another person. And I like that. I like to be creative. I like to use my own strategies, taking from others. So that was a benefit of being in real estate. And the price, I didn't pay much to get into real estate. The risk wasn't that bad. So it was another calculated risk.
So let me ask you this, and I hope you don't mind me getting personal with you. So how long have you been a realtor?
Yeah, so we talked about the first leg on the table. The first one was Turo. So real estate became like the second leg on the table. I was still serving as an assistant principal at Spoto High School when I got my license. And I served for a year at Spoto with my license, and then an additional 6 months as an AP at Armwood, doing real estate. So it was a total of 18 months as an assistant principal, and then a total of 18 months as a teacher. So almost 3 years I was serving in my role as a teacher and assistant principal while working concurrently as a Turo host and a real estate agent realtor.
So now you're full-time real estate.
Well, I'm working more than part-time, but not full-time. I'm a full-time assistant principal when I started. So,
and you're what?
I was a full-time assistant principal when I started as a realtor. So I was
right,
working,
but right now, though, you're not assistant principal. You're just 100% a realtor.
Well, yes, I'm 100% full-time realtor. Yeah.
And
among the other things I'm doing, yeah, but that's my primary help.
This is, I'm calculating what you're saying in 3 years' time. This is the personal part. You ready? You paid off your house.
Yeah, so that's a
I saw it.
So yeah.
I saw it on Facebook and I said, he did what? His last payment on his house? Okay, talk, sir, talk.
So one of the cool things is that I was holding 3 jobs at that time, and our mortgage was low because we stayed in our house when everybody else was looking to buy bigger houses and upgrade. We maintained in our home. And
your house is not small. Your house is not small by no means.
Well, it was inexpensive at the time when we bought it in 2010.
Okay, because your house is not small. Was that the house you were standing in front of on Facebook?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a small house. So you just keep going.
So I mean, it's everybody's perspective, but yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I had my second leg on the table. I was working the 3 jobs, and we were really trying to not spend as much as possible. Now, if you know me, I'm a foodie. I love eating out. I love food, tacos, steaks. That's all me. So basically, we had to kind of cut down on that, and working as an AP while doing the other 2 positions allowed us to save a little bit. And eventually, I was able to completely kind of leave the school system, and I had those 2 legs on the table in addition to I was started doing property management with some of the houses I sold. The owners asked me to maintain their other homes. So I've got residual income, and I've got the jobs that I'm working at in real estate in Turo. So the big thing that wound up happening is that when I retired, there were two groups of people in Hillsborough County. Some of them were on the traditional pension plan, and some of them were on the investment plan. Right. Those of us on the investment plan are getting a percentage, I think it was 3% from the employer, and then the rest of them were getting a lifetime payment after you've done 30 years. So a big thing for me was that I always kind of felt that I liked the flexibility of the investment plan, even though I was forced to be on that one. So when I retired this past summer, August of 2023, I was able to have some savings in addition to the savings that we had built throughout the preceding 3 years. And we were able to, use that to effectively pay off the remaining balance on our mortgage. So I still have my retirement, a good amount from my retirement, but I use some of that in addition to my savings to pay off everything. So now I know more.
I'm impressed. I don't care if nobody saw or heard anything else. This man retired from the school system. How many years? 12 maybe?
Yeah, 13 years. 13 years.
From the school system, paid off his house. And everybody knows that your mortgage is the biggest bill that you have. Mm-hmm. So anything he does from this point out is just extra money. So I see this man, I bet you're going to be all over the country now. I know it. I feel it. He's going to be posting. I'm in the Cayman Islands, y'all. I'm over it. I'm just going to be sick on my stomach watching you, but it's okay because I'm right behind you.
Yes, ma'am. Right behind you.
So why I was so interested in everybody listening to him talk about real estate is because he is now my mentor. He gave me the first tool, which is to go study for the test. So that's what I'm doing. I'm cracking it open, looking at the information. It's still foreign to me a little bit. So he and I are going to be sitting down sometime next week and going over this. I'm not playing with you because I have 3 years left to retire. And everybody keeps asking if you're going to drop. I am not. I want to wake up every morning still happy about what I do. I do go into the school system every morning. I go to my office. I'm happy. But throughout the day, something or someone tries to change my demeanor. And I can't let that happen because I am a naturally happy-go-lucky person. And so when I talk to him and when I see what he's doing, and this gentleman is much younger than I am, much younger. So he has a whole lot in front of him where he's going to be living. I'm ready to retire. So I said, David, I need to jump on top of this real estate thing. And I'm impressed. He's telling me how much he's making. And I'm sitting there going, what? How much you making? And I was like, oh, Jesus, I have to do this. But I'm doing it because I want to change. I don't ever want to be stagnant in what I'm doing. And this is really piquing my interest. Plus, he's telling me that I have the personality for it. So he better not be lying.
No, absolutely. Even something this is so professional. I love the way you have this whole podcast set up. It's just so cool.
I love it. I love talking to interesting people. I'm boring, so I'm just a loud talker. So I want people to hear my voice through other people. Yes. So listen, I love anything else you want to tell anybody who's thinking about going into real estate. What advice could you give them that says, hey, this is what you need to do first, second, and third?
Okay, so first, I would keep my job. I would not jump into real estate, abandon ship and just jump into real estate. It's very tough getting new leads that are viable. And to actually close, if you do get a viable lead, it's harder still. I was working for 3 years before I had the confidence, the knowledge, and the experience to jump out and just make it my profession. If you have a family, I definitely would recommend you keep your job. Now, if you're single and you've got some leverage in terms of, staying places and you've got a stable home life and you can make the jump, just do it full time. By all means, as long as you have the support to do it full time, definitely do it full time. It's a tough market right now, but with a little elbow grease and commitment, you will be making money. It will not take too long. First step is keeping your job. The second step would be you can contact me. You can just call me. Second step, just put my information out there. I'm always available. I love helping people. I love being the light. I'm a Christian man, so I take my prayer serious. I like being the light for other people. And then, reciprocity and, everybody wins when you use kindness in business, because it can be cutthroat. So, if you've got a warm face that's willing to help, definitely use it.
Now his information is on the screen. I just put up his email address. It's david.ramos@nextstepslearning.com.
That's my correct email, but for the wrong business.
Oh Lord, did I combine things together?
Yeah, it's okay.
That's what you said.
If you email there, I'll definitely respond. You can reach me there anytime.
Okay.
But we never got into the passion project yet.
I know, but I just wanted some contact information, and you can even say your telephone number. I didn't want to put that up there just because I didn't.
Yes, my number is 813-869-0831. Again, 813-869-0831. Give me a call anytime.
Okay. So listen. So you're telling them if they want. Here's the main thing. If you have a job, maintain that job, and then venture out into real estate slowly, because you're gonna need some income until you are getting those leads that you're closing on and bringing in income. So the next thing is you gotta study for this exam. You gotta have to put up a little bit of money up front. So be prepared for that. And
not much, but you do have to put some money up front. Yeah.
Yep, you gotta put some money up front. But most of the time, to make money, you gotta put something out. Absolutely. And then once you are ready to jump in full time and you feel that you're knowledgeable, one thing he's going to ask you to do, and I'm going to ask you to do too, let's join his team. Yay. Let's join his team. Yay. So we're going to do that. And I thank you for mentoring me. I really feel good about my future, knowing that I have you working with me to help. I'm serious. I am really serious. I tell everybody that I come in contact with, and they say, "You doing what?" I say, "Yes, darling. I'm so sorry. I can't help you." So that's it. Now, this next step learning. This is interesting, guys. When I tell you this guy is just all over the place, I don't know how he's talking about being a family man. How you doing all this stuff?
I get help from home. I do. So Next Steps Learning is basically a passion project. As an assistant principal, I spend a lot of time in the access classrooms dealing with intellectually disabled kids. They're honestly an often overlooked population that I absolutely fall in love with every time. They're so innocent. They're just the best people, in my opinion, because I can be myself. I can be goofy without fear of being judged. I can just be completely me, and I like that. So I started a company during my time at Armwood called Next Steps Learning, where the focus was going to be on improving the lives of intellectually disabled adults. So I transitioned more from kids to adults. And we're offering companion care, which is basically just being a friend to intellectually disabled adults. We're paying $15 an hour for anybody interested in that role.
Really?
Yeah, and it doesn't require, unlike a teacher where you're asked to kind of teach them or impart something, in this capacity, all you're asked to do is just be a friend. You just got to be.
So, is there certain times of day? Are there shifts? What are the hours?
All the hours are times that you will discuss with the service, with the caregiver of the intellectually disabled person. And we all meet together and come up with a plan. In that way, everybody's expectations are laid out in the beginning. And we can all get on the same page, which is helping that person lead a more fulfilling lifestyle by bringing them out, taking them to events, just doing all types of things to empower them. and to help them get life skills where they can become more and more independent. So that's really the focus of it. So that's a big ask, but I'm looking for anybody that's highly motivated, that wants to be the light in the lives of others, and that has a need for some compensation for some money.
Are there any weekend hours?
So the hours are 7 days a week. You pick your hours with the caregiver. So 7 days a week, anytime that works for you and the caregiver. You're working more like a partner with me. It's not like you're not reporting to me per se. You're just giving me the reports regarding when you're there and the paperwork that needs to be done through the state of Florida through Medicaid.
Okay.
It's a really rewarding position. There is a ton of room for growth. We have 3 stages that we're looking to go, starting with the companion care, respite, which is basically care for intellectually disabled folks that when their caregiver isn't able to give it to them, you can give it to them. You can do it in a myriad of places, including your own home. Imagine being in bed, sleeping, everybody's sleeping, and you're making money, through respite care.
Yeah.
In a controlled environment that's safe.
My youngest daughter has her CNA license, and she's also in school to be an RN, and she also has her phlebotomist license. So she usually does traveling nurse on CNA on the weekends to make extra money, but she has this passion for elderly. So I'm sure she might even find it even more interesting for the disabled, because she says, Mom, our elderly population, she said, we do not treat right. She said, it just breaks my heart. So she's truly invested in helping people. And I'm going to see if I can connect her with you. She's 22.
Absolutely.
And she's motivated. So I think this would be a good thing for her to partner up with you and do. Now, my oldest one is also in the medical field. She's a MA, a medical assistant at a doctor's office. Actually, the doctors that did the surgeries on both my hips. So the surgeon, and she has a lot of medical knowledge too. So if something goes wrong, like she can take blood, give shots. She's removed casts, put casts on. So I think if they need to make some extra money, I feel more comfortable about this than doing some DoorDash stuff. There's some crazy people in the world. So and if I come across anybody, I'm gonna start giving them your number so that we can match up, because there are a lot of people in the world that have special needs that just really need somebody who won't take advantage of them and really be a companion to. My heart goes out. I'm so impressed by you. When you are the epitome of the word entrepreneur. Look at you. Go, David, go. I'm so excited to work with you. I didn't know all this was going on. I didn't even know. And see, that's the problem. I don't even know where to start to do any of this stuff. And here you are, a plethora of information. I am going to be tapping into your brain. Okay.
No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, that took licensing for that has taken me about 2 years. So when I started at Armwood, I looked into doing that. And that was another one of those legs that I put on the table in terms of income streams. This will be my 4th leg on my table. And, it's something that if you're looking to be a positive impact in the lives of others, if you're looking to be a light, you're looking to work with somebody who's positive, God-fearing, and that's going to help you, progress throughout the stages that the company is going to be growing. Please consider emailing me at that email. You can call me at 813-869-0831. But I'd love to talk. I'd love to tell you about our goals, our mission, and just have you become a part of the family.
Yes, this is interesting. I'm really excited about this. I did not know you had all of this going on, but you really do have it going on. I'm so excited to be able to work with you, partner with you, giving you people who can actually fill those roles that you're looking for your next step learning. That to me, real estate is the real true income stream. But this is like Nobel Prize winning stuff. I like this. I like this. This is really good. So
purpose, when you're able to help somebody, a lot of times the feeling I get from helping somebody is more gratifying than the feeling I get from being helped. So, so that goes to that.
Okay. Okay. Well, listen, I'm going to wrap it up here, but you are not short on words. So let me tell you that I am so impressed on where you came from, because I worked with you in education, and I found you to be a very smart person. I said, he is really, really smart. I say that. And people sometimes don't understand you, and they make judgments about you based on what somebody else said or what somebody else did, instead of taking time to understand and get to know you. And that really angers me sometimes about education. We are thrown into this role that, first of all, there's not a long line of people trying to knocking on the door trying to get in, and so then you want to beat up the people that are here, and it's based on one person's opinion. Don't do that. We need to band together in education so that we can educate our children. And when you get somebody who's passionate about kids, don't throw them to the wayside. That's not okay. So I appreciate you coming on and talking to me. I am really thrilled and excited to work with you. You just don't understand how much more knowledge I gained tonight by talking to you. I didn't know you had all of this going on. And guys, whenever I'm live, you can chat. You can hit that chat button and ask questions. And I really am remiss that no one asked questions tonight, because this man is full of energy. He's full of knowledge, and we need to be knocking on that brain before he's going to be. Wally, I'm sorry. You're going to be sick of me in the next 3 years. So you might as well just get to know me and know that I'm a good people, and I believe in your husband. And I think that he's really motivating me to take risks and not be afraid.
That's it.
And that's what I like about him. So, Mr. David, this is what I want to say to you. You were an amazing guest, and I appreciate you coming on as a friend and a mentor, and you tell Wally as a partner in the future, okay?
Man, I got you.
Can't wait to meet her again and just tell her how pleased and impressed I am with you, okay?
Awesome. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk and to chat with you and kind of get my stuff out there. I really do. I appreciate you. I love you, girl. Thank you for all of this.
No problem. So listen, I want you to hang out in the back for a second. I'm going to close out, and then I'll be right back with you, because I want to ask you a couple of questions, okay?
Got it.
All right, thank you. February is a lot of awarenesses in this month. Teen dating violence, American Heart, Black History, and National Time Management Month. I am always looking for extraordinary people with an extraordinary story to tell. Please email me at scurry.latasha@gmail.com. If you know someone or you yourself is interested in being educated or educating us on one of the topics that I just mentioned, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch Facebook on Sunday nights for upcoming shows. I'm Latasha Scurry. Thank you for watching Wednesday Night Whispers on LSTV. See you soon.